as someone that wants to become a data analyst, there are some formulas that you have to put at the back of your mind always, that will make your work so easy, very very easy. It will be seamless if you know these particular formulas as a starter. So let's start with average. Now I will be creating a little data here that we are going to be using to walk through all this our 10 essential Excel formula. So I start by, let's say I have Adewale, here, I have Segun, I have Mommy, I have Bisola, I have Aliu, I have Samson, I have Nuruddin, Ogaji. So these are the names I want to work with. So let's say we have a price tag here, price. These are the price. Or let's call it a score. This is our value number. So let's assume that we want to start with average now. Number one, average. Now we have Adewale that scored 456, Segun 345, Amawumi 345, Bisola 678, Aliu 907, Samson 234, Nuruddin 234, then Magaji 123. So we want to look for the average price or average score of this set of data. So what do? If you want to start a calculation, always put at the back of your mind that you have to start with equal sign, which is this is your equal sign. Anytime you want to start any calculation in Excel, always put it at the back of your mind that you have to start with equal sign. So we have our equal sign, then you type average. We have our average here now. Then we have to look for the value, the total values that we want to search, want to calculate the average on. So this is our total value here. This is our range value. So you close, you enter. Now our average score or average price is 415, meaning it has taken the highest and the lowest, and it has put it, the Excel has put it in consideration to take the best fit price that can stand as a medium or a median, yeah, for the whole total data sets. So we have 415 as our average. We have 415 as our average, so we can remove the decimal fraction. So we have 415. So this is the average price or average score, depend on what you want to tag the label with. So my own label here is price. So this is our name. So we have name and price. So we move forward to AutoSum. So AutoSum is quite understandable. It's easy. There are ways that you can AutoSum. There are ways that you can sum. You can have your total sum of a data set. So what do? Let's say we have total sum here. Total sum. We have total sum. So if you want to do a auto sum here, we have, if you check under your home, under your home, you go to your left side, you will see auto sum is written there. Automatically add it up. Your total will appear after the selected cells. So when you click this, it will automatically look for values and highlight that total value. It gives you your total sum. So mind you, this is very trickish. If there is a blank, let's say there is a blank cell here, let's say there is a blank cell here. Let's do this again. Let me copy this, paste here. Let's say there is a blank cell here and we want to do auto sum, and you click on this auto sum. It won't move past the blank cell. The range that is going to capture will be at the edge of the blank cell, so it won't pick the blank cell to move cross to the other side. So you see, it's very tricky. So you have to understand on how to clean your data, meaning if you want this to go, you can just put 0 here, then let's delete this, let's try again. So you see, now that you have put a value inside the blank, now it's not blank, you have put it at 0, so you consider it to be 0, then it's going to consider it as a value. Very good. So that is auto sum. And in a way again, another way that you can auto sum is by typing your equal sign, then type sum, bracket open, then highlight the portion. Now this one will allow you to highlight the portion that you want to sum. So I might said I just want to sum only these three values, or I want to sum all. Then I click enter. That's another way of summing. Then we still have another way of doing it one after the other, which is equal to this plus, you have your plus sign on your keyboard, plus this plus, so you continue like that. So you still get the same total value. So let's move to, we are done with this too. Let's move to sum if. Now this sum if is one of let's say is one of the most common use formula in Excel. It's very powerful if you know how to use it and if you know how to manipulate your data. So let's say Adewale appear twice. Then we have, let me delete this total sum. We have another Aliu here. We have, so let's stay like this. So we have Adewale appearing twice. We have Aliu appearing twice. The rest appear just once, which is fine. So your sum if, we calculate the number of that particular name tagged. We sum the two together and give it the result. So let's give it a try and see how it works. Just follow me. So let's say this is my sum if. This is where I want my sum if to be, this particular place. And here I call it name. So any name that appears here, I want the total of that particular name. The value should appear here, the aggregate value should appear, the total sum of that particular name should appear here. So we have name, we have sum if. So here you type your equal sign, you type sum if you have your sum if. It's going to ask you for the range. Now my range is the name, these are my range. Then you have your comma, after your range you have your comma. Then what is my criteria? My criteria is still the name, but I want it on this particular cell. Under this name, I want it under this particular cell. Then my comma again to move to sum range. My sum range is my value here. These are my value, which is the price. So these are my sum range. I highlight all two, brackets close, enter. So it's showing a 0 here because there is no name attached here. So let's give it a shot, let's give it a try. So let's say Samson. The total of Samson is 235, as you can see here. So Samson only appear once here. So let's try Adewale. So you see we have Adewale here 1, we have Adewale here 2. So our total is 1134, which is the sum if. So let's give it a try again. Let's try Aliu. So Aliu, now you see Aliu name here appear twice here. So let's plus this is going to give us 4,229. So it has automatically look for Aliu inside this range and calculate the value of Aliu only and bring it here. So it's very powerful. Sum if is very powerful if we know how to use it properly. It's very simple and direct. So let's try it again. I will do it again so that we can see how it works. So let me delete this. Let's delete this. So this is where we want our sum if to be. So you type in your equal sign, sum if, tab, the range is the name, meaning I want Excel to search for the names here first, then comma, my criteria, which this is a particular cell I want to be putting the names. So you click on the cell, you type in your comma again, then sum range, this is our sum range, which is our value. So you highlight it also, you close your parentheses, then you enter. Let's give it a try. Magaji. You see I spell Magaji wrongly, so it automatically Excel search for the name here and cannot find Magaji, this particular match, so you see it as 0, meaning it's not available. So if I spell it well, Magaji is going to search for the names here and come up with the particular value of Magaji. So we have 123. So that is for sum if. Let's check this. So we have count function, because most of the time, while all these particular formulas are very good, is sometimes you might have a big large set of data that you can't be looking for that name and you want it very fast. You just want to know the total sum of this particular person, what the person has done so far, or the price of that particular thing. You just want to know the score of that person, the total sale of that person, and you just don't want to be scrolling to see, because there are a lot of names. So if you do this, it's going to capture everything that you want in a go. So count function is straightforward and very simple. So let's give it a try. Let's say we want to count. Most of the time count function works with value, it does not work with cell. So let's see what I meant here now. Equal to, like I said, equal to count. Now count here, we only count the cells that are available here. It won't sum it, it will only count them as unique number 1 1 1 1 1 and give us the total of it. Now we have count, then you highlight. When you highlight all this, so it's telling us that we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is our count function 9. So let's try and see, maybe it can count a text for us. Equal to count. Let's try this out. You see, it's not going to count text. Count function only recognize values, which is number. It's not recognizing text. Count function only recognize value, is not recognizing tests. So always put that in your mind, that okay, count function is not working with text, it's only only counting values, which are the numbers. So we have total of 9 here, 9 values here. So let's move to counter. So counter in other hand is like count function too, but count A is kind of different. So let's cite a sample here. Counter count A. Now I can see this particular counter, this can count both text and value, but it's not going to count blank cell. It won't count blank cell. So if there is blank cell, let's give it a shot here. We have Wale here, we have 25 here, we have 5 here, we have Ade here. Then I now jumped, we have 25 here. So I want to count how many things that are visible without the blank. So counter is different. So when you click counter, you type counter, then you highlight the range, you close. So I can see it counts Wale. We have 1 2 3 4 5. Counter is not recognizing blank cell also, but it recognizes text and value together, or text only, or numbers only, which is very, very good. So it's just like an improvement of count function here. It's an improvement of count function. So that's why we have count A. Some people call it counter, some people call it count A. So that's why we have count A. Now if you want to count, maybe you have some blank space. Let me just give us this as a bonus. There's something we call count blank cells. So let's say I have another Wale here again, and I have how many blank? 1 2 3. 1 2 3. So equal to equal sign, then count blank blank. Then I like the range. You see how many blank space do we have? We have 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 empty cells that we have. So counter does not count blank space, while it counts value text, and count does not count text, only count values. So that is the difference. So that is for count A formula. So let's go to count if. So this count if works like sum if, but instead of summing, it will only count how many times Wale appear in a row, or how many times Adewale appears in a row. That is how it works. So let's have our count if. Let's give it a try here. Let's do this count if. So equal sign count if count if. So we have our range. It can be name or the price. So let's say range is here, then our criteria where we want it to be identified with. So let's say under here, we have our criteria close. So now if I put Aliu here, meaning Aliu appear twice. So we have Aliu here and here. So if I change it to Magaji only appear once. So if you have a large data set, this can easily work for you. You can know how many times this particular person appear in a data, inside the data you are working with. So let's say Adewale appear how many times? 2 times. So let's add Omowunmi here too. So if we change it Omowunmi twice too, now before it's 1. Let's say Samson will appear 1. Nuruddin will appear 1, because this range here we only have one Nuruddin. Very straightforward. So it's just a twist of sum if to have count if. It's almost the same thing. It's just that count sum if we calculate the values, plus them together and give the total, the aggregate of that particular range name. So we go to concatenate. Yes, so we are really going deep into calculation now. From count if to drop down list are strong calculation. We have concatenate, if function, VLOOKUP, and drop down list. So let me delete this data here, because we want to start serious calculation now. So let's say we have first name, we have our first name, we have second name. Let's start with this first. Now here I have Samson, then Ola as the second name. I have Magaji and Buba here. Other column, I have Aliu here, then I have Kolo here. Let's assume this is the name that our customers are bearing, our retailers, our customers, our anything, any label that you want to give it. So let's add another name. Let's say Omawumi Ade. So this is our concatenate, or we just want to have a full name, full names. So let's start now. What do? You click on your equal sign, you type in concatenate, you click it, we have it here. So your text one, let's say my text one is I'm coming from K to L, meaning this column to this, not from L to K, but from K to L. In some cases, maybe the second name that you want it to appear first. So you click on Samson, which is the first name, K3, comma, then Ola. You close it. You have Samson Ola, then you drag down to have the rest. Now in some case, this case now there's no space in between Samson and Ola, and we want our space there. We want our space to show that okay, these are first name and second name, not they are not together, except we want it this way. So if let's say we drag this just to have another label. So what do? Equal sign again, concatenate again, then you have your Samson, comma, then you have your apostrophe, you type in space, don't forget space, then close your apostrophe, then comma again, click on the next second name, close it, close your parentheses, then enter. Now we have Samson Ola in space, drag. So in some cases, maybe we want to give our retailer a unique number, a unique set of numbers. So you just want to play around with the names, because sometimes our retailer or our customer might have the same name. Let's assume we have another Samson here now, Samson and Ola, the same, not the same person, but the same name, and we want to attach a unique number to it so that we can know that these people are different retailers, they are different customers, just that they are bearing the same name. So what do? We come here, maybe we want to work with this, now. So equal sign again, equal sign. Before we have our equal sign, let's say we have our serial number, which is, let's say we start from 45645, then we drag down. This is our serial number that we want to attach to it. So retailer or customer number, let's say this is our label, let's assume this is our label, equal sign, concatenate, not concat. We have concatenate. So concatenate, we have our Samson, we have our Ola. I don't want space in between it because I'm dealing with a unique reference number now, so I don't want space. I have this, then comma, my apostrophe. I need a dash in between. I close the apostrophe, then comma again, then I add my serial number, close. Okay, now you see we now have Samson Ola dash 345. Now if I drag down, now you can see this Samson Ola that is here, that is number number 5 here, now have different number attached to it comparing to the first Samson Ola that we have. So now we now understand that our retailer are bearing the same name, but they don't have the same serial numbers. So we have Samson Ola dash 349. Here we have Samson Ola dash 345. They are two different things. So you can easily recognize this particular retailer. You know that, oh, this is the number attached to this particular retailer. It's not the same name with the one in number 1. So that is how to use concatenate. It's very, very nice to use and very sweet if you know how to maneuver, because I will really love us to practice everything. But before then, we have if function. We have our if function. If function is technical, is really technical. So I will be explaining little by little. I won't rush this if because it involves calculation. So let's now talk to human resource. Now let's come to them. Human resource. Let's assume there's an interview that is conducted and there's a particular range of score that if this particular person hits this particular target, yeah, meaning person has passed. If not, then the person has not passed. So let's create a data set for it. Let's create a data set for it. Let me see. Let me copy this name. So we have names of names. Then we have score. We have, let's call it mark or something. So Samson scored 34, score 25, 45, score 35, score, okay, let me change this one to Shegun. So score 50. We calculate the if, we put the if function into practice. We put the if function into practice. So you click on equal sign, click on equal sign, then you type if. Now the logical test is if 34, our calculation starts now. If 34 is greater, you can use greater, equal to, less than. Let's say, let's use equal now. If this particular person L11 is greater than 40, comma, then which value is true? Then we say if is greater than 40. If you are not dealing with text, you have to put it inside apostrophe. Congratulations. Let's say congratulations, close. If not, try again later. So let's see. Let me drag. So we have how many congratulations? Oh, okay. Why we have this hash name? Because like I said, if, let's correct that, if you want to use text, we have to put it in apostrophe. So let me put this in apostrophe, then okay. Now let's drag. Now we see something is not greater than 34. We said try again later. Magaji did not score up to the score, which is 40, is the benchmark. Said try again later. We have Aliu score more than 45. Congratulations. Omowumi, try again later. Shegun, score more than 40. Say congratulations. So for this particular interview, we can easily see that. So if you have a lot of people that come for interview, you don't need to stress yourself. You just apply this particular if function calculation, then you drag down. You will know people that pass automatic. So let's try another trick here. If function, and I say if this is equal to, let's say, if this is less than 30, comma, then what should happen? If it's less than 30, then let's say I want to pick from this our total that we have here, or you just want to play trick with this if function. Maybe you have some calculation you want to do, so this is a good time to do it. You can say let this happen. Now let's say let this divide by 50, comma, value of if false. Let's say, let me return to, let's say, fail. You see, fail. We have fail or true. have h, yeah. So it can be play around with. You can say times this with this. I think there's something wrong with this cell already, so let's try another cell. Let me try another cell. So in a short, okay, let's try something else. If function now, let's say if this is equal to 34, is equal to 34, this particular person pass. Or you can choose to say equal or greater to 34. Said pass, just have to put it in your apostrophe, pass, comma. If not, said fail, or let's say fail, but you have to write it in apostrophe, fail. Fail. You close. You see. So here we have Magaji fail, Aliu pass, because we use 34 as the benchmark. Greater or equal to, so we have this. So we have pass here, Samson pass, Magaji fail, Aliu pass, Amawumi pass. We have pass, 3 pass. So this is how to use if function. So you can maneuver your if function. We have different kind of if functions. You have if function, we have or functions. So as a data analyst, we have to open our mind, depends on what we want to calculate. So you'll be precise with Excel, because the formula, once you give the formula, that's what is going to, if you make any little mistake, you are going to make mistakes in all your statistic or analysis. So you don't want to do that. You have to be precise. You have to know what you want and try it again and again to test it again to be sure of what you are doing. So that is for if function. We have if function, then we have VLOOKUP. What is VLOOKUP? Okay, VLOOKUP is simply means look up and search for this particular number of value and return the value that comes with it, or the column that I choose, the index column. So I will just give us a little breakdown on how it works. So let's assume we have name here, we have phone, email, we have email, we have phone number, we have revenue. So most of the time, why I'm just working with small data, because of you don't have enough time to be typing a lot of data. So you can have a large data. You can work what you are doing with small data sets. That's what you can still do with large data sets. Just the difference is just have to be careful to sort it properly, to clean the data set, to make sure that there is no error. Then you run it automatic, it will easily capture everything, just like what we are doing here now. So we have a name, we have Adewale, we have Shegun, we have Samson, we have Tayo. So let's get our email at gmail.com. Shegun. Okay, fine. So let's just assume a number 07034616003. So mind you, if you are starting, maybe you want to write a phone number, the 40 won't appear. But if you want it to appear, it's very simple. You just come to format here. You come to format. When you come to format, you will see a box. So this is our box. Then you go to text, you click OK. So now if I put my 0, then I'm fine. So I've converted that particular cell to text, so it won't see that particular cell as a value again. It will be seen as text, so my 0 can stay without. So immediately here now I've not done that too. So if I put 090, this, the 0 will still disappear. So for the sake of time, let's just assume number. So we have our revenue. Let's say we have this person. So let me just format it easily. Let me format this. I want to put comma there. That's what I just want it to look like. Number, use separator. Yeah. So now it looks like revenue now. So what do we want to do? So we want to calculate VLOOKUP. You will see what we are going to be doing with VLOOKUP now. So let's say we have name here, we have email here, we have phone number, we have revenue. So these are the data we wanted to look up and bring for us. So you might have a large number data, you don't care because you know all this formula. You will be happy to even analyze, you will be happy to do the stuff. So let's say we have this, we want to look up for our email. So VLOOKUP, when you type it, so it's asking look up value. So we want to deal with names just like the way we deal with some if there. So this is the place I will be placing the names. So I click on this particular cell, comma, then it's asking for table array. So I will highlight all the table now. These are the table array without the label, without the name, email, phone number, revenue at the top. So this is the table array, comma, then we have column index number. The column index number is, we are in email here, so we are looking for email. So in the sense of VLOOKUP, if I want to count the column index number now, because I'm looking for email, I want it to return email here. So this is my table. I have name, email. So this is how I'm going to count it. Name stands for 1, while email stands for 2, phone number stands for 3, revenue stands for 4, column 4. So what I'm looking for is email, so it will be 2 instead of 1. So I will type 2, comma, then it's going to ask me, is it approximate match or exact match? Because I'm looking for exact match, I want it to return an exact match, so I will click on this first, exact match, bracket close, enter. So it's giving me hash not available because there is nothing here. This is where we tag as our lookup value, value here. So if I type in Adewale here, Adewale, is going to return the email of Adewale to this place, automatic. So let's do the same for phone number too. Let's create a magic. Let's create for phone number too. Is equal sign VLOOKUP. We are still dealing with this particular name, so I click here, comma, table array all, comma. Now it's not going to be 2 because this is 1, 2, but we are looking for phone number now, so it's going to be 3. So I put 3 instead of that 2. I put 3, so comma, first again. You see it returned the number, the phone number. Now let's do that for revenue again, equal sign VLOOKUP. You can easily paste the formula here and put it here, just edit the index column number, but for the sake of repeating, we have to do it over and over again. VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, then I'm still looking up here because that's the place I want to be putting names. Yeah, so table array, all this, comma, index now. So we have name, that is 1, email 2, phone number, then revenue, that would be number 4, column 4. So first again, close, enter. So you see it's returned this 23 here. So the magic here is, if I type in Tayo, it will automatically bring the email of Tayo, phone number, and the revenue. It's going to bring the email, phone number, and the revenue, everything at once. If I change it here, let's say I change it to Samsung, so you see it's going to bring, if you check Samsung here, we have 2356, see 2356. it return it the way it should be. So when you have a large data, when you have a large data, this will make your work so easy. When you understand, if you understand this particular VLOOKUP function properly, it will make your work seems is very, very easy. You don't need to stress yourself and be looking for a particular staff. Okay, what's the revenue, what's the phone number? This, just type in that particular name. Let's say Tayo now. You see it brings Tayo, email, address, phone number, the revenue. Now that is for VLOOKUP. That's for VLOOKUP. So why I add drop down list is, most of the time these names, we don't want to be typing. It's stressful for us to be typing it. It's stressful. for me to type again, because I can make mistake. If I make mistake by pressing typing Segun, okay, there is no mistake here. Let's say I just add double N to tell me not available because I've made mistake. So for some people that is running a business, if you are running a business, you can easily use this to calculate everything that you are doing for that particular day. Easy. So, or you want to put a price tag on a particular product, you just list it this way, it will run it for you automatic. So let's say, let me bring it back to Adewale. So you see, it brings back everything. So what do? We don't want to be typing this over and over again. So we would like to have a drop down list. So what do? We go to our data, something we call data validation. So you go to your data here, then look for this icon, data tools. So you click on it. When you click on it, you click on data validation. When you click on data validation, it brings this dialog box for you. So it shows any value. We are not working with any value, we are working with lists. So it's going to ask, where is the source of the list coming from? Source. So we have to put the source here. You click on this small arrow, then you come here, you highlight this portion of the names I want to work with. You click OK back on that small arrow, then OK again. Now when you come to this our name back, now there will be a drop down list. Now all the names have been captured here, so we don't need to type again. I can just click on Segun, you see the drop down. I can just click on Samson, you see Samson, email, phone number, revenue. You click on Tayo, it brings it automatic. So Excel has really saved us many or plenty stress from typing, from calculation, from all this. You can always do it automatically. Once you do it to one particular value, you can always drag it down. It will apply automatically to the other values. So you don't have to be typing or repeating formulas again. You just drag down and it works for you perfectly well. So that is for drop down list. So we have talked about average, auto sum if, count function, count A, count if, concatenate, if function, VLOOKUP, drop down.